Welcome back to the Countryside News, everyone. Well, snowmobile season will be here any time now. We're just waiting on snow that's going to be deep enough to give us that snow base. Just about everyone has checked over their machines already, and the availability of snowmobile suits and the helmets is getting pretty slim out there. Even used helmets are scarce to come by. Well, some sources say that the first snowmobile was made in 1917 in Ossipee, New Hampshire. There's other reports that want to say that it was made in Sanor, Wisconsin. Well, we do have more information regarding the snowmobiles that were done early in Wisconsin. They were made by Carl Eliasson, and he used to be a blacksmith. He also ran a hardware store. Well, he made these snowmobiles in the back of his hardware store after the store was closed and on his weekends. He used a modified 2.5 horsepower outdoor boat motor. He bent the metal frames over a coal stove, and the wood skis were bent using the steam from boiling water in the family's wash basin. So he was quite energetic. He made about 40 of these in his lifetime. It was 1932 before he modified a motorcycle engine, and this allowed the snowmobile to get up to 40 miles an hour. Pretty fast for those days. Well, today there's 3 manufacturers of snowmobiles. 3 in America. That's Arctic Cat, Polaris, and Yamaha. And Canada has one, and their company is BRP. Well, surprisingly enough, Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin have more snowmobiles than all the other states. Each of these states has more than 200,000 registered snowmobile. If you want more information on snowmobiling, it's called snowtracks.com. There's a lot out there, but this one carries a lot of the information on it. That's snowtracks.com. What about preparing your car for the winter months or your truck? A few things that you need, and the first is a good battery for starters. If you live where the temperature dips down below 0, you're going to need 500 to 600 cold cranking amps. If you have a larger engine, you could need as many as 700, but check with your manufacturer. They'll know what battery is best for you. The oil should be clean, but that's always a given. Have the antifreeze tested as well, and it should stand temperatures to 30 below 0. Yes, 30 below. Check your front tires for adequate tread. Keep the windshield wiper fluid at a good level, and the old timers have always recommended don't let your gas tank get down below a half tank. For an emergency kit for the winter months, keep a blanket, coats and hats, socks, boots, and a snow shovel in your car. There's some nice smaller folding snow shovels that's available. A candle and a soup can. Now be sure you peel the paper label off your can. Or a small metal coffee can. Put your candle and your matches or a small cigarette lighter in there. This will keep you warm if you get stuck along the roadside and have to wait for help. Another thing a lot of people carry is a bag or 2 of salt. Some will even put in cat litter to help out on the ice when it's just too slippery and it can't get moving. Well, the next time we talk, it'll be about how to drive on those icy roads, how to maneuver around the curves, stopping and starting at intersections, which can be pretty icy. Stop signs and so forth next time. Well, now for all the news that isn't. Grace Community Church has found it necessary to put surveillance cameras on their nativity display. For the past 3 years, baby Jesus has gone missing from the manger. And at first it was thought that he would be returned on Christmas Eve, signifying that that was the time that he was born. But that didn't happen. Baby Jesus was not returned. So that's sad news there. However, on a happier note, Charles Mallory emailed He has seen as many as 9 woodpeckers at once feeding at his suet station. He believes his homemade suet is helping bring in the birds, and since he's in a tight contest with his neighbor, Charles won't share that recipe with us until early March. And I didn't know that woodpeckers dined together. Well, Beaver Township has finished trimming the brush at the intersections of Deer Run and Swamp Roads. Next, they'll be working on the brush at the corners of Fawn Lane and Buck Drive. Well, that's it from the Countryside News today. Today's sponsor has been the Dirty Bike Riders, excuse me, that's the Dirt Bike Riders Association from way over in Puyallup. Before I close today, has there been any messages that have come in? While those are coming, remember you can send in all your news to us at 123 countrysidenews@gmail.com. 123 countrysidenews@gmail.com. Oh, this is a long one. It seems to be a press release. I don't want to get into that, but this is one of the bigger companies with a lot of employees. The employee morale team, under the leadership of the Human Resource Department at McClaver's DuMonte plant, is pleased to announce the regulations for the annual cookie exchange have been amended. We have heard your voice, and a no-fault clause has been added. Recognizing that cookie sheets and frosting tips may cause trauma to those not gifted in baking, fudge will be allowed as a substitute. Should you notice symptoms of stress, please use the no-fail fudge recipe found on many packages of chocolate chips. Should you still need assistance coping through this fun-filled, morale-boosting holiday event, you can call the EAP hotline. Well, employees should note that this modification in the rules is in no way related to the high absenteeism on the date of last year's cookie exchange. Really? Tell Brenda we found Greta this morning. The lid came loose on her blue ball and she was hiding under Cheshire's pillow. Cheshire was at the vet's getting you-know-what done. Well, we're certainly glad that Greta is safe now and give our best wishes to Cheshire in his recovery. That's it from the Countryside News today. See you next time.